Now, in your first position, this is the Palace of Swords. And I will have the link below if you want to purchase this deck. This deck is called the Tarot of Dreams. And I have an affiliate link. So the Palace of Swords is a state of mind. So this is all mental. The Palace of Swords is someone that can have this state of mind where they get such clarity and they think outside the box, and then they're like, I know what I know, but because I know. I may not be able to consciously know that I know, but I know, right? It's like all of a sudden all these things come together for you. That's where you're at right now. That's your first position, right? So you're in your head. You're thinking about relationships. You're thinking about your loved one. You're thinking about a potential loved one. You're like thinking, all right, so I kind of feel like some of you are trying to manifest. Yeah, I'm getting that feeling where y'all are like, all right, this is what I want. Now, let me see if I can manifest this, right? That's what I'm kind of feeling like you're like going over that. All right. So, oh, that's interesting because this is what's crossing you. So what's crossing you, this is Spirit's advice in this situation. So they're saying, their advice is, there is someone, and some of you will be dealing with this in this next month. The advice in this is, when you're thinking about this mental state, and when you're trying to figure all this out, and when you're trying to manifest, and when you're thinking about your new loved one or potential loved one or your longtime love or your family or your friends or whatever this is, your businesses, your hopes and dreams, all of that, when you're thinking about that, understand the bonding between you and that person, you and that situation, you and that thing, okay? That you know each other physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So they want you to connect on all levels with this thing that you're manifesting, for some of you, and for others of you, this person that you're trying to manifest, or this relationship that you're trying to manifest. Okay. Now, that's their advice in here, is that not only do you have to mentally connect to that thing or person or situation, but you have to connect emotionally and spiritually and physically. So like there's a way to do this where you're, and I'm not teaching the manifestation here, but there's a way to do this where you're connected completely to that thing or person or loved one. It's not just mental. It's not just emotional. And it's not just like on the physical level or spiritual level. It's all of it. So I think that's what they're trying to advise you to help you manifest this. I feel like a lot of you are manifesting. Okay, so in your third position, this is where you came from. Where you came from was the Seven of Wands. So you were standing up for yourself. Good for you. You were like putting out fires too. So I feel like you were like, I do feel like this. Some of you were like, I've had enough. Done, 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 done. Like, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling good for you. Good for you. So I'm feeling like you got, oh my God, I have that cussing guide that's here. I have a feeling that you were like, you know, I've had enough of this BS and I'm not putting up with that anymore. And this is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. And this is what I'm standing for. Not because I'm greedy, not because I'm mean, not because my ego is out of balance, but because I'm going to get what I want because it was on my path anyway. Because I want this thing, this person, the situation, this loved one, right? So doing that, you stood up for yourself and you said, this is what I want. And then you were able to really tell people, and I feel like this is a lot of like people that you were telling, or friends or family or whatever, really standing up and saying, this is who I am and this is what I want. And you can either go with me or not, but I'm standing here. I'm finally standing to my truth. That's what I'm feeling with this card. So that got some clarity in your life, and you came to this point where now you're thinking, all right, where am I going to go next? How do I manifest this thing? What do I need to do? And then their advice is connect with it on all levels, not just the one level, on all levels. Okay. I will say this, because this is not for everyone, but this is for some. If you are trying to manifest a particular person, that is a different thing than manifesting the relationship. because although in your higher self you can do all of it, here on this earth, in this lifetime, we have what's called the laws of the universe. And we also have free will. So though that person may be kind of on your line, they have a choice just as much as you have a choice whether to be in this relationship. So if it's really the relationship you're trying to manifest and not the person you're trying to manifest, that's an easier way to bring it to you. Okay. And then they have the choice, that particular person, whether they want to agree to it or not. But if you're trying to manifest a specific person, that is not fourth chakra love. That is second chakra love. That is your ego saying, no, I'm going to have this because I want this, because that person is mine. That's second chakra. That's attachment. That's fear. That's greed, right? If you really truly, if you listen to your heart and you listen and you say, you know what, I just want to be happy. I want somebody that's going to be beside me. I want somebody that's going to have integrity and be full of love, not somebody that I have to chase, not somebody that I have to make mine. If you really listen to your heart, you're trying to find the experience in the relationships, right? Not that specific person. You just think it's that specific person because they've shown you one side of them, not another. So really think about and feel, like they've said, if it's really the relationship, then draw the relationship to you, not the person. Because listen, you can draw the person and they can come in and then they can make the choice to be with you. And then later they'll make the choice not to be with you. That could happen. Or they can come in and be with you and be with you throughout your lifetime. It just kind of depends. But the easier way to do it is to have think about the relationship that you're wanting and then have that come in. Okay? Because that other way is your ego. And there's consequences. We live in duality. We have free will. That's consequences that we have to deal with, right? Now, in your fourth position, this is the first 2 weeks of September. You have the 5 of Cups. So I kind of feel maybe this is why I was talking about this, because some of you are looking at what someone's done. How come you're alone? How come these things haven't come through? How come I'm always like not getting what I want? Like you're thinking about what you don't have or what people have done to you, or, you know, how much you're lacking or how much someone else is lacking, or how someone's disappointed you, or how these things disappointed you, or how life is just not fair and how the universe doesn't like you, and blah, you know, all of that stuff you're thinking. And this is putting you in this vibration, and Spirit's asking you to look at this. And the fastest, best way that I tell all my clients the best way to get into a different, more evolved, or what you guys call higher vibration, is to start with appreciation. Start with appreciation. Start with how much you have here, right now, in your moment. How much you appreciate the things and the people and situations and the relationships around you that you do have. And when you do that, your heart starts opening and you start coming from that. And that raises your vibration. So they're trying to remind you to think about what you have. Appreciate what you have. So that because they're trying to get you to this vibration and get you out of this vibration. Because some of you are going to try to manifest this person. Some of you have a specific person in mind. You're going to manifest this person in this vibration, and they're going to come, because I said love moves all. That love vibration can go through all frequencies, and you're going to manifest in this vibration, and this is not the vibration you're wanting. You're wanting this vibration, because this vibration is where they come in, and it's a different thing, and it's like a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Okay, I can't explain all of it because I'm not going to teach manifestation here, but I will start doing it on my website. Actually, it's just better if I do it there because I can say and do what I want on my website. All right, so from your higher self, this is your fifth position. Your higher self, I always ask, what is the one message they want to bring through to help you move forward in love? And their answer is the 5 of Coins. And the 5 of Coins is about you, or one, coming from a place of need and scarcity instead of coming from a place of abundance. And that can be in your love relationships, in your life relationships, in your family relationships, in your friendship relationships, coming from a place of need instead of a place of abundance. Okay, and so they want you to take a look at this. Now, I see this another way because some of you have given so much and it was just taken and it was just taken and it was just taken because you guys are like, remember, you're Virgo. Virgo is all about service to others, right? And so they've taken and they've taken and they've taken and they've taken and then you didn't get replenished. And now you're in a place of need because so much has been taken from you and you're depleted and you're trying to find that place. And they're bringing me back to this. Start with what you have and just start there. Just start thinking about how much you appreciate the things and people around you that are here. Okay? Because they're trying to get you to a better vibration. You absolutely can have what you want. You just have to get to that frequency. Okay? And they want you to know that you are not scarcity. You are not need. You are abundant. You are beautiful. You are love. Okay? For others of you, because of this house that's being worked on, the 7th house, you were having to go through this so that you understood boundaries, so that you understood compromise, so that you understood that you can just keep giving and you can just keep giving and that's your way and then it depletes you. Or you can learn boundaries and you can say, you know what? I love myself as much as I love the whole. And I am just as important as the whole. And I say this to a lot of people who do this, especially, people that are, in the metaphysics community or the, science community or whatever, clients. You can love so much and keep serving and keep serving and keep serving because you're trying to help the whole, right? Because, people in the community can say, oh, I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving. Well, you can keep giving because you're trying to heal and you're trying to help and you're trying to heal and you're trying to give to the whole. But if you're not giving to yourself, then it doesn't matter how much you give to them. You're part of the whole and you're not helping yourself. So therefore the whole will never be healed. Does that make sense? Until you do it in balance, give yourself and give the whole. Then we're talking about healing from both sides. That's healing the whole because you're part of the whole. Make sense? Now, in your 6th position, at the latter 2 weeks of September, you have the Tower. And I know the Tower scares some of you, but sometimes the Tower is needed because maybe you were building, and then at some point you had to use cheaper material. And in using cheaper material, they wear out faster, right? And it's not a solid foundation. So what I'm saying is in your life, in your love life, in your purposes, in your businesses, in your family, in all of that, you may have a solid foundation, but at some point you begin to not notice, or you begin to not put that work in, or you begin to try to see it in another way. And you used not the regular material that you once used. Make sense? I'm making an analogy, but I hope everybody's getting it. So the Tower is about having to break down those things so that you can build a solid building, not just the foundation, but the building. Now, if you didn't build a solid foundation to begin with, well, it's got to all come crumbling down, okay? And though that may not feel good, it is going to be the best in your life because it's the way that you wanted to do it. Okay. And it kind of depends. Some of you are in, because some Virgos that will be watching will be in their teens. Some will be in their 20s. Some will be in their 30s. Some will be in their 40s. So, if you're in your 40s and your building is here, your foundation's here, all this was good, then it's only this part that's going to be broken or coming down. If you're in your teens and you have no solid foundation, then it's got to start again. If you're in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, it's kind of different for everybody. Okay. But It's so that when you learn this lesson and when you grow your soul, you know how you want to do it. And you know that you're not going to take any chances. You're going to do it the solid way so that it doesn't come crumbling down, so that you do have a solid foundation to build from. Okay? So that's what you'll be dealing with. You have some changes coming in your life at the latter 2 weeks of September. And some of you, it's not going to feel good. But others of you, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I got this. I got this. That was just a little tweak. I got it. I feel that for some of you. Okay. So, and this could be that relationship, because some of you, I feel like you're being stubborn and you want the specific person. And that may be what this tower is about. For others, I feel like you're the way you're dealing with your family or your friends, it's like, no, it's got to be this way. And it really should be a way of both of you, or you and your family members, or you and your friends. It's got to be both. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. All right. So you'll be dealing with that the second half. Now, in your 7th position, this is your fear. You have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands is all about like struggling and fighting and like, ugh. And so your fear is, will I always have to do that? Will I always have to like have a struggle? And for others of you, I see it this way too. It's like, will that time ever come where I am so truly passionate about something? Because there was once a time in my past where all I did was had so much passion and thought about it, and it was manifesting, right? And so I see that those both ways. But remember, for whatever way this is, a fear is there to remind you of what you want and what you don't want. Okay, you know you don't want that, so focus on what you want. Focus on what's yours. Focus on what you can have. Focus, and you can have anything. You're a powerful, powerful being. You can have anything. Being an earth sign, you can manifest anything physically. You do it through hard work. There is an easier way to do it. That's why Pisces is here to help you in that full moon. But get to this space, okay? Focus on what you want, not what you don't have. That's just a GPS to show you where you want to go. Okay. Now, in your 8th position, this is the way a loved one will be dealing with you or viewing you. If you're dealing in a relationship, or if you have a certain someone that's come in, or when you have a certain someone that's come in, this is karmic. This is a 50-50 card. This means in the romantic area, you have lessons that you wanted to learn with each other. And then after you learn the lessons, it's a 50-50 shot for both of you, whether you want to stay in the relationship or go. Okay. So this person, if it's brand new, they will view you and deal with you in this way because they have this feeling that they've known you before. And so do you when you meet this person. For others of you that are dealing with a relationship, it's karmic. So they're going to be seeing you that way. Like, I want to go, but I can't go because the lesson's not over. Or, you know, I mean, they may not voice it that way, but they were like, I want to go, but I can't go for some reason. And that's because the lesson's not done, right? So that's how they'll be dealing with you and viewing you in the month of September. Now, in your 9th position, this is your hopes and dreams. But for me, this is your outer realm of the energy that you're bringing into your physicalness. You have the 7 of coins. So you're almost there, Virgos, where you're almost at a state. And remember, this is like your fear. Will it ever get easier? Will I ever be able to, you know, all of that, right? And this is here to say, that's right on your outer realm. It's like trying to come in. This is a space where you have already nourished this tree and it has such good roots. And this person can be you and is you, who is at the stage of their life and relationships and phase in life where they can enjoy the fruits of their labor because they put so much hard work in. Okay. So think about that. That's in your outer realm. That's coming in. Allow it to come in. Some of you need to do this first for it to come in. Some of you need to get to this space for it to come in. And some of you need to get out of this for it to come in. Okay. Yeah, and definitely this. Not a place of scarcity, a place of abundance. Okay? A place in balance. Now, your overall outcome, what you'll be dealing with in the month of September, you have the Queen of Wands. So some of you do have a loved one coming in. This person is gorgeous, male or female, because the queen to me, it does not say male or female to me. The queen to me means that they have the characteristics of these signs, which means they are very passionate. Their heart is open and available. They have such excitement for life and drive and ambition, and they know how to compartmentalize. So they know when to have fun and they know how when to be serious. And when they want something, they don't stop. But this person has their heart open. They are ready and available to show you love, to open that heart with you. Okay? So congratulations to some of you. Depending on if this is where you're at, this person will come in, because to me, it's also king or queen, which means they've already been through all the BS in their life. Like, not all of it, but they've already been through the stuff that most of us have to go through, right? They're already ready. They've worked hard to get to this space to meet you, and they're ready to have a relationship, okay? For others of you, if you have a long-time relationship, or if you have somebody that you've been with for a while, it looks like you'll be having, I say this two ways, passionate times, but it could be like, that fire sign, they can get angry. So it's like a lot of passion. It's like a lot of drive. It's a lot of ambition. And it's like a lot of forced, like expanded energy. So depending on the situation, you could be like having a really, really good time with these people all month. And you're like, wow, I haven't seen this kind of vigor in my partner in a while. What is up? And it's just because they're in a space where they want you, where they're like, I'm not going to take advantage of this. I love this person and I want my life with them. I started my life with them. I've had my life with them and I want to keep going with them, right? Some people just get to that space sometimes, depending on where their path is, right? So for others of you, this could be you, the way that you're dealing with things. And I'm feeling like you could be a little stubborn, but I'm also feeling like you can make things happen if you have enough drive and ambition, but it comes from your heart, your fourth chakra heart, okay? That means you won't fail, because fire signs never fail at something that they want to do. They just have to want to do it, all right? And with it being a king or a queen, definitely they get what they want. Okay? And they know how to, they're almost Leo in this way, where Leo is that fire that's like at the campsite, because it's like controlled and it knows what to do and it has its purpose. That's this person.